Hello coin collectors and history enthusiasts, welcome back to AZ Coins News, where we dive deep into the world of numismatics. Today, first up, we're diving into a remarkable piece of American numismatic history, the USA $1 2009 CS proof coin honoring President William Henry Harrison. If you have one with light gray dots and in extremely fine condition, stay tuned because we'll explore its history, design, special features, and most importantly, its collector's market value today. Let's get started. To understand this coin, we first need to look at the man it commemorates. William Henry Harrison was the 9th President of the United States, serving for only 32 days in 1841, the shortest tenure of any U.S. president. Before his presidency, he was a military officer and played a crucial role in the Battle of Tippecanoe in 1811, which earned him national fame. His campaign slogan, "Tippecanoe and Tyler too," became one of the most famous in U.S. history. Unfortunately, he fell ill shortly after his inauguration and died, marking the first time a U.S. president passed away while in office. Despite his short presidency, Harrison left a lasting impact on American politics. And in 2009, the U.S. Mint honored him with this beautiful dollar coin as part of the Presidential Dollar series. Now let's take a closer look at the design of this stunning commemorative coin. The obverse side of the coin, designed by Joseph Mena, features a striking portrait of President William Henry Harrison. Surrounding his image are the inscriptions "William Henry Harrison, In God We Trust, 9 President, and 1841. The craftsmanship of this design captures his determined expression and leadership. Now, flipping to the reverse side, we see the magnificent Statue of Liberty, designed by Don Everhard. This design is a standard feature of the Presidential Dollar series, symbolizing freedom and democracy. The inscriptions include "United States of America" and the denomination $1. Some of these proof coins, especially those that have been handled or exposed to moisture, develop light grayish dots over time. These spots are often caused by oxidation or improper storage. While this does affect the overall grade of the coin, pieces in extremely fine condition still hold significant value among collectors. So how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 2009 S-proof William Henry Harrison dollar depends on its condition. In extremely fine condition with light gray spots, it typically sells for $36,000. However, if you have one in pristine proof condition, the price can range anywhere $38,000, with high-grade slabs fetching even higher premiums. For those looking to invest in U.S. presidential dollar coins, this is still an affordable and historically significant piece, and if you have a version in near-perfect condition, you might be sitting on a much more valuable asset. That wraps up our deep dive into the USA $1 2009 S-proof William Henry Harrison coin. It's a beautiful piece of history, and even with light gray spots, it still holds great numismatic and historical value. Next up, we're diving deep into an incredible piece of modern American numismatic history, the 2011 P. Ulysses S. Grant Presidential $1 coin. If you own one in extremely fine condition, you may be wondering about its value today. We'll explore its history, unique design, key features, and most importantly, how much it's worth in today's collector's market. Let's get started. Before we talk about the coin itself, let's discuss the man it honors. Ulysses S. Grant was the 18th President of the United States, serving from 1869 to 1877. But before his presidency, Grant was a Union general who played a crucial role in leading the North to victory during the American Civil War. He later became president, focusing on Reconstruction, civil rights for freed slaves, and fighting corruption in government. Despite facing political challenges, Grant remains one of the most significant figures in American history, and his contributions are honored with this special presidential $1 coin. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of this beautiful commemorative coin. The obverse side features a striking portrait of Ulysses S. Grant, designed by artist Don Everhart. His name is inscribed along the top with the words, "In God We Trust," and 18th President 1-869-1877 below. Flipping to the reverse, we see the iconic image of the Statue of Liberty, which is standard across all presidential $1 coins. This symbolizes freedom, democracy, and the values that Grant himself fought for. One interesting feature of this series is the lettered edge. Unlike traditional coins with reeded or plain edges, this one has inscriptions along the rim. If you inspect closely, you'll see 2011, P indicating the Philadelphia Mint, along with E pluribus unum and the year of issue. This coin isn't made of pure gold or silver, but rather a golden-colored manganese brass alloy, giving it that distinctive gold-like appearance. It weighs 8.1 grams and has a diameter of 26.5 milli. While not a precious metal coin, its historical significance makes it highly desirable among collectors. So, what's the market value of this coin today? In extremely fine XF condition, the Ulysses S. Grant $1 coin typically sells for $26,000. That might sound like a fortune. Uncirculated or proof versions can fetch anywhere $28,000. If you happen to have a mint state version, especially MS65 or higher, you could see values exceeding $32,000 or more, depending on demand. Error coins, like missing edge lettering or off-center strikes, can also command much higher prices. That wraps up our deep dive into the Ulysses S. Grant presidential $1 coin. It's a fascinating piece of history and a great addition to any coin collection. Next up, we're exploring the fascinating story behind the USA $1 Sacagawea 2000D coin, particularly one in very fine condition with gray dots. We'll cover its history, design, features, and of course its current market value. If you own one or are just curious about this coin, stick around. Scene: show archival images of Sacagawea, the Lewis and Clark expedition, and early U.S. coin designs. Hosts: to truly appreciate this coin, we need to go back in time. The Sacagawea dollar was first minted in the year 2000 as part of an initiative to introduce a new, durable, and visually distinct dollar coin. The U.S. Mint wanted to replace the widely unpopular Susan B. Anthony dollar, which was often confused with quarters. The design honored Sacagawea, the Shoshone woman who played a crucial role as a guide and interpreter during the Lewis and Clark expedition in the early 1800s. Her contributions to the exploration of the American West made her a fitting historical figure for this coin. The Denver Mint, denoted by the D mint mark, was one of the facilities that produced these coins in large quantities. Now let's talk about the design. This beautiful coin was designed by sculptor Glenna Goodacre. The obverse features a stunning portrait of Sacagawea carrying her infant son, Jean-Baptiste Charbonneau. Unlike traditional coin portraits, she is shown looking over her shoulder with a calm and determined expression. Around the edge, you'll find the inscriptions, "Liberty, In God We Trust," and the year 2000, along with the D mint mark, signifying it was struck in Denver. The reverse side of the coin was designed by Thomas D. Rogers and showcases a majestic soaring eagle representing peace and freedom. Surrounding the eagle are 17 stars, symbolizing the 17 states that were part of the Union at the time of the Lewis and Clark expedition. The inscriptions include United States of America and $1. Now, let's discuss an interesting characteristic: gray spots. Over time, some Sacagawea dollars, especially those stored improperly, develop grayish or hazy spots due to oxidation or metal reactions with the environment. This is a known issue with early Sacagawea dollars because they were made with a manganese brass-clad composition that can be prone to discoloration when exposed to moisture or improper handling. While these spots don't necessarily ruin the coin's value, they do impact its grade and desirability among collectors. A coin with minor gray spots in very fine condition can still be valuable, but pristine, Uncirculated versions will always fetch higher prices. So, what is this coin worth today? The value of a 2000D Sacagawea dollar in very fine condition with gray spots depends on collector demand. Generally speaking, in very fine condition with noticeable gray spots, it may sell for $42,000. For collectors looking to invest in early 2000 US dollar coins, it's always best to preserve them properly in a protective holder or slab to prevent further oxidation. A well-preserved specimen can significantly increase in value over time. And that wraps up our deep dive into the USA $1 Sacagawea 2000D coin. It's a fascinating piece of history, and even with gray spots, it still holds value for collectors. If you own one, take good care of it, and who knows, its worth might increase in the future. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating piece of American numismatic history, the USA $1 2007. The George Washington coin, if you have one with brown dots. And in extremely fine condition. Stay tuned because we'll explore its history, design, special features, and most importantly, its collector's market value today. Let's get started. To understand this coin, we first need to look at the man it honors, George Washington, the first president of the United States, serving from 1789 to 1797. Washington was a key leader in the American Revolution, the commander-in-chief of the Continental Army, and the founding father who set many precedents for the nation. His leadership shaped the early years of the United States, and his legacy is still honored today. In 2007, the U.S. Mint launched the Presidential Dollar Coin Program to commemorate past presidents, beginning with George Washington. This program aimed to educate and celebrate America's leaders through numismatics. The obverse side of the coin features a striking portrait of George Washington, designed by Joseph Mena. The inscriptions include George Washington, first president, and his years in office, 1789-1797. The portrait captures the dignity and strength of Washington as the nation's first leader. Flipping to the reverse side, we see a stunning image of the Statue of Liberty, designed by Don Everhart. This design was consistent across all presidential dollar coins, symbolizing liberty and democracy. The inscriptions read, United States of America and $1. An interesting feature of this series is the edge inscription, which includes the date, mint mark, and the motto E pluribus unum. Some coins also feature the motto In God We Trust on the edge, though this changed in later issues. Some of these coins develop brownish spots over time, which can be caused by oxidation, environmental exposure, or improper storage. While this may affect the overall aesthetic appeal, coins in extremely fine condition with minimal wear still retain strong collector interest. So, how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 2007 George Washington presidential dollar depends on its condition. In extremely fine condition, with some brown spots, it typically sells for around $35,000. However, if you have one in uncirculated or proof condition, the price can range anywhere $37,000, with certain error varieties fetching even higher prices. For those looking to invest in presidential dollar coins, this is still an affordable and historically significant piece. And if you have a version in pristine condition, you might be sitting on a much more valuable asset. That wraps up our deep dive into the USA $1 2007 George Washington coin. It's a beautiful piece of history, and even with brown spots, it still holds great numismatic and historical value. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating piece of U.S. numismatic history, the 2009 presidential dollar featuring Zachary Taylor. If you have one of these coins with a brown layer and in extremely fine condition, you might be holding on to a valuable collector's item. We'll explore its rich history, unique design, special features, and its current market value in dollars. Let's get started. Before we discuss the coin, let's talk about the man it honors, Zachary Taylor, the 12th President of the United States. Taylor was a national war hero before becoming president, earning his fame during the Mexican-American War. His leadership at the battles of Palo Alto, Monterrey, and Buena Vista cemented his legacy. Elected in 1848, Taylor's presidency was short-lived. He served only 16 months before his sudden death in July 1850. Despite his brief time in office, his impact on the nation's expansion and debates over slavery was significant. The obverse of the coin features a striking portrait of Zachary Taylor, designed by Don Everhart. His determined expression reflects his reputation as a strong military leader. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions Zachary Taylor, In God We Trust, 12th President, and the years he served, 1-8-4-9-1-8-5-0. Flipping over to the reverse, we see the familiar image of the Statue of Liberty, an iconic representation of American freedom, also designed by Don Everhart. The inscriptions include United States of America and the denomination $1. One unique feature of presidential dollars is the edge lettering. Unlike most U.S. coins, the year mint mark and the phrases E pluribus unum and In God We Trust are inscribed along the edge. If you have a version with a missing edge inscription, that could be a rare error, increasing the coin's value. Now, let's talk about the brown layer found on some of these coins. This discoloration is typically due to oxidation or improper storage, often affecting the outer manganese brass layer. While this does not necessarily enhance the coin's value, it gives each piece a unique character, making it more appealing to certain collectors. Now for the big question, what's this coin worth today? In extremely fine condition, a 2009 P. Zachary Taylor presidential dollar typically sells for $30,000. However, coins in uncirculated condition or with special errors, such as missing edge lettering or a satin finish, can fetch $31,000. Certified high-grade examples, especially in MS67 or higher, have been known to reach $33,000 or more. That wraps up our deep dive into the 2009 P. Zachary Taylor presidential dollar. Whether you're collecting for history, design, or investment, this coin is a fantastic addition to any collection. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating piece of American numismatic history. The USA $1 Sacagawea dollar 2000 P with light brown dots in very fine condition. If you own one or are curious about its value, stay tuned as we explore its history, design, unique features, and today's collector market value. Let's get started. The Sacagawea dollar was first introduced in the year 2000 to replace the Susan B. Anthony dollar. This new design aimed to honor Sacagawea, the Shoshone woman who played a crucial role in the Lewis and Clark expedition. She guided the explorers through the Western Territories in the early 1800s, helping them communicate with native tribes and navigate difficult terrain. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint, the 2000 P. Sacagawea dollar was part of the first batch released to the public. While initially praised for its golden appearance, many coins began to develop unique light brown oxidation spots over time, adding to their distinctiveness. Now, let's take a closer look at the stunning design of this coin. The obverse side, designed by Glenna Goodacre, features a beautifully detailed portrait of Sacagawea carrying her infant son, Jean-Baptiste Charbonneau, on her back. The word Liberty is inscribed above her head, and the national motto, In God We Trust, is placed to the left. Below, you'll find the year 2000 and the mint mark P, indicating the Philadelphia Mint. Now, flipping to the reverse side, we see a majestic bald eagle in flight, designed by Thomas D. Rogers, Sr. The eagle is surrounded by 17 stars, symbolizing the states in the Union at the time of the Lewis and Clark expedition. The inscriptions read, United States of America and $1. The detail in the feathers and stars makes this design truly stand out. One of the most intriguing aspects of this coin is the presence of light brown oxidation spots. These appear due to the coin's manganese brass composition, which reacts with environmental factors over time. Although this issue was unintentional, it has made some versions of this coin particularly interesting to collectors. So how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 2000p Sacagawea dollar depends on its condition. In very fine condition with light brown spots, it typically sells for $34,000. However, if you have a well-preserved, uncirculated version, the price can rise to $36,000. Rare, high-grade versions, especially those graded MS67 or higher, can fetch even more, sometimes exceeding $38,000 at auctions. For collectors, this coin remains a significant piece due to its historical importance and unique golden appearance. If you have a high-grade version, it might be a valuable addition to your collection. That wraps up our deep dive into the USA $1 Sacagawea 2000p coin. Even with light brown spots, it remains a cherished numismatic piece with historical and collector value. Do you have one in your collection? Let me know in the comments below. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating piece of American numismatic history. The USA $1 President William Henry Harrison 1841 coin, minted in 2009 SS. If you have one with a gray layer in extremely fine condition, stay tuned as we explore its history, design, special features, and most importantly, its collector's market value today. Let's get started. To understand this coin, we first need to explore the legacy of William Henry Harrison, the 9th President of the United States. Harrison was a decorated military officer known for his leadership in the Battle of Tippecanoe and his role in securing lands for American expansion. He was elected as president in 1840 but unfortunately served the shortest term in U.S. history, only 32 days, before passing away from pneumonia in April 1841. His presidency was brief, but his impact on American history remained significant. In 2009, as part of the U.S. Mint's Presidential Dollar Series, a coin was released to commemorate William Henry Harrison. This series honored each U.S. president in order of their service, making this the 9th coin in the collection. Now, let's take a closer look at the intricate design of this presidential dollar. The obverse of the coin, designed by Joseph Mena, features a bold portrait of William Henry Harrison. Above his image, you will find his name inscribed, while below, the years of his presidency, 1841, are prominently displayed. The design reflects the strength and resilience of one of America's early leaders. Now, turning to the reverse side, we see a beautiful depiction of the Statue of Liberty, symbolizing the principles of freedom and democracy. The inscription, United States of America, curves along the top and the denomination $1 is displayed at the bottom. This side was designed by Don Everhart and is a consistent feature across all presidential dollar coins. Some versions of this coin have developed a distinct grayish layer over time. This phenomenon is often due to oxidation, storage conditions, or an issue in the minting process. While it may slightly affect the coin's aesthetic, it doesn't necessarily devalue it. Some collectors even find these variations unique and interesting. So what is the value of the 2009 William Henry Harrison presidential dollar today? The price depends on its condition. In extremely fine condition with minor wear and the gray layer present, this coin typically sells for around $35,000. However, if you have a proof or uncirculated version, the value can go up significantly, ranging $36,000 for graded specimens. For collectors, presidential dollars remain an exciting series to complete, and rare errors or variations can command even higher prices at auctions. If you have one with unique toning or special minting characteristics, it's always a good idea to get it appraised by a professional numismatist. That wraps up our deep dive into the USA $1 President William Henry Harrison 1841209 coin. Whether you're a collector or just fascinated by history, this is a coin that truly tells a story. Do you have one in your collection? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell for more coin content. Thanks for watching and happy collecting.